Welcome, everyone. It is so wonderful to have you here with me today. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and get comfortable. I'm Susan. I've spent over 20 years helping people navigate the Social Security system. First as a claims specialist working directly for the Social Security Administration, then as a retirement planning advisor in the private sector. I have sat across from thousands of people at kitchen tables and in cramped government offices. I have watched them sign their benefit applications with hopeful smiles. And unfortunately, I have watched far too many of them make decisions they could never undo. Decisions that cost them tens of thousands of dollars over their lifetimes. Because I've been inside this system for so long, I see things that most people completely miss. I see the fine print that trips people up. I see the timing mistakes that seem insignificant in the moment but compound into enormous losses over a 20 or 30-year retirement. And I see the same handful of traps catching good, hardworking people year after year. Today, we are going to have a very important, very honest conversation. We need to talk about your Social Security benefits. Specifically, we need to talk about the biggest traps that catch seniors who are 55 and older. These are mistakes that most people don't learn about until it's too late, until they've already signed the paperwork, until the decision is locked in and there's nothing anyone can do to fix it. So grab a cup of coffee, maybe get a notepad, and let's walk through the 5 biggest benefit traps together. I'm going to explain exactly why these traps exist and exactly how you can avoid every single one of them. Let's start with trap number 1, and this is the big one. This is the trap that costs Americans more money than any other Social Security mistake. Claiming your benefits at 62 without understanding the permanent reduction? I know. You're sitting there thinking, Susan, I've been working since I was a teenager. I've paid into this system my entire life. That money is mine and I want it as soon as I can get it. I completely understand that feeling, but here's the hard truth that you absolutely need to hear before you make this decision. If you claim Social Security at 62, you are locking in a permanently reduced benefit for the rest of your life. We're not talking about a temporary reduction. For anyone born in 1960 or later, your full retirement age is 67. If you claim at 62, your monthly benefit is reduced by approximately 30%. And here's what catches people off guard. That reduction doesn't go away when you turn 67. It doesn't go away when you turn 80. It is permanent. It follows you for the rest of your retirement. I sat with a lovely woman last year named Margaret. She was 62 and eager to retire. She claimed her benefits because she was tired of working, and her older sister had done the exact same thing. Margaret was entitled to $2,000 per month at her full retirement age of 67. But by claiming 5 years early, she locked in $1,400 per month instead. That's $600 less every single month for the rest of her life. When I showed Margaret the long-term impact, her face went pale. Over a 20-year retirement, Margaret will receive roughly $144,000 less than she would have if she had simply waited until 67. And if she lives into her late 80s or 90s, which many women do these days, that gap grows even larger. She nearly cried when she saw the numbers. Now, the flip side of this trap is equally important. If you delay your benefits past your full retirement age, you earn delayed retirement credits. These credits increase your benefit by 8% for every year you wait, up until age 70. Those are permanent increases that stay with you forever. If Margaret had waited until 70 instead of claiming at 62, she would have received $2,480 per month. That's a difference of over $1,000 every single month compared to what she's getting now. My advice: before you claim anything, go to ssa.gov and create your personal My Social Security account. Look at your estimated benefits at ages 62, 67, and 70. Understand exactly what you're giving up before you sign any paperwork. Trap number 2 catches married couples all the time, and it absolutely breaks my heart. Not coordinating your claiming strategy with your spouse. Many married couples treat Social Security as 2 completely separate decisions. You claim when you want, I'll claim when I want. But that approach completely ignores how spousal benefits and survivor benefits actually work. Here's what most people don't understand. If you are married, your spouse may be entitled to a spousal benefit worth up to 50% of your full retirement age benefit amount, even if they never worked or had very low lifetime earnings. And more importantly, if you pass away first, Your surviving spouse can receive up to 100% of what you were receiving at the time of your death. This is where the trap snaps shut. If the higher earning spouse claims early and locks in a reduced benefit, they aren't just reducing their own retirement income. They are also reducing the survivor benefit that their spouse will depend on for potentially decades after they're gone. I've sat with widows who are living on $1,400 per month when they could have been receiving $2,400 per month, all because their husband wanted to claim at 62 without thinking through what would happen after he passed away. That $1,000 monthly difference is the difference between comfort and struggle. Statistics show that among adults 75 and older, more than half of women are widowed compared to only about 20% of men. Ladies, this affects you directly. And gentlemen, this is about protecting the person you love most. For married couples, the higher earner should strongly consider delaying benefits until 70 to maximize that survivor benefit. It's not just about your retirement. It's about making sure your spouse is taken care of after you're gone. Trap number 3 surprises almost everyone who falls into it: working while receiving Social Security benefits before you reach full retirement age. Many people don't realize that if you claim Social Security before your full retirement age and continue working, you are subject to something called the earnings test. In 2025, if you earn more than $23,400 from wages or self employment, Social Security will withhold $1 of your benefits for every $2 you earn above that limit. I had a gentleman named Robert who retired from his full time job at 63 and claimed his Social Security benefits. Then he took a part time consulting position, earning about $50,000 per year. He was absolutely shocked when Social Security withheld over $13,000 of his benefits that year because of the earnings test. He called me furious, feeling like the government had cheated him. But the rule is clear and applies to everyone. Now, here's some good news Robert didn't know. Once you reach full retirement age, those withheld benefits aren't truly gone forever. Social Security recalculates your benefit amount and credits those withheld months back to you over time. But the cash flow disruption in the short term catches people completely off guard. If you plan to keep working in your 60s, seriously consider delaying your Social Security claim until full retirement age. Once you hit 67, there are no earnings limits whatsoever. You can earn as much as you want without any reduction in benefits. Trap number 4 is the one that makes people absolutely furious when they discover it: taxes on your Social Security benefits. Most people assume that Social Security income is completely tax-free. You paid into the system your whole working life, so why would the government tax it again? Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. Depending on your total income, up to 85% of your Social Security benefits can be subject to federal income tax. Here's how it works. The IRS uses something called combined income, which is your adjusted gross income plus any non-taxable interest plus half of your Social Security benefits. For single filers, if that combined income falls between $25,000 and $34,000, up to 50% of your benefits may be taxable. Above $34,000, up to 85% can be taxed. For married couples filing jointly, the thresholds are $32,000 to $44,000 for the 50% bracket and above $44,000 for the 85% bracket. Here's the truly frustrating part. Those income thresholds have not been adjusted for inflation since 1993. The cost of everything has gone up dramatically over 30 years, but those thresholds have stayed exactly the same. As a result, more retirees get pushed into taxable territory every single year, often just because of routine cost of living adjustments to their benefits. Many retirees don't discover this trap until they get a surprise tax bill in April. By then, they've already spent the money. If you have significant retirement income from pensions, traditional IRAs, or investment accounts, please sit down with a qualified tax professional before you claim your Social Security benefits. There are legitimate strategies that can help minimize the tax hit, but you have to plan ahead. Trap number 5 is the trap of fear, and I'm seeing it more frequently these days. Claiming early because you're terrified that Social Security is going broke. I completely understand this fear. You read the scary headlines. You hear politicians arguing about the program's future. You worry that if you don't grab your benefits now, the money won't be there later. So you think it's safer to take what you can get today. But here's the reality. Yes, Social Security faces funding challenges. Current projections suggest the trust fund reserves could be depleted by the mid 2030s. But even if that worst case scenario happens, payroll taxes will still continue flowing into the system, funding approximately 77% of scheduled benefits. The program will not simply vanish overnight. Here's the cruel irony of claiming early out of fear. By doing so, you are guaranteeing yourself a reduced benefit for life right now. And if benefit cuts do come down the road, you'll be starting from an already reduced baseline, making your situation even worse. Making permanent financial decisions based on panic almost always backfires. Make your claiming decision based on your personal health, your savings, your family situation, and your spouse's needs, not based on frightening headlines. Now that we've covered all 5 traps, let me give you a quick action plan you can start today. First, create your My Social Security account at ssa.gov if you haven't already. Look at your personalized estimated benefits at ages 62, 67, and 70. Second, if you're married, sit down with your spouse and discuss your strategy together as a team. Third, understand the earnings test before you decide to work while receiving benefits. Fourth, talk to a tax professional about potential taxes on your benefits before you claim. Fifth, don't let fear drive your decision. Take a breath, do the math, make a plan based on your actual situation. In my next video, I'm going to show you exactly how to calculate your personal break-even age. You won't want to miss that. Thank you for being here with me today. If this was helpful, please subscribe. Take 15 minutes to check your Social Security account. Knowledge is power, and in this case, it's also money in your pocket. Stay informed, stay prepared, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone. Bye.